Welcome to Narrowboat that James built. Hope you're well. Thanks for joining me. Well, I'm still back at home in London. I've had a day here working from home, and obviously had the kids this evening, which has been nice. When she gets back, I'm going to, well, I've got a day still in London tomorrow actually. I'm back in Dartford, so I might be able to catch a bit of the bridge for you. And then back to the boat on Saturday, but this is part 2 of the under gunnel lights going in. There is still loads to do. I've got to make basically the connectors now. That's the next job, because I want one run basically to go all the way around the boat. So for that I'm going to have to obviously trim it so it kind of fits. I'm not having LEDs where I don't want them, but also there's going to be bits where I don't want any LEDs, such as behind the dinette. There'll be parts, well, and then kind of all the way around will be the fireplace, would be the other 2 parts. There's a lot of these kind of cutting and connecting these strips together. There's a few ways of doing it. You can either buy connectors or you can just solder ends together. I'll be probably doing both, and I'll be showing you how to do that in maybe the next video. If not, it'll be the one after that. But anyway, for the moment, let's get back to the boat and let's see what these lights look like on. Let's give this a go. Let's get you guys ready. Right, I think we're ready. Now, it doesn't have any of the diffuser on, so let's turn those lights off. Actually, let's leave them on. Turn the galley lights off. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so it hasn't got the diffuser in. And I don't know if it's even turned on or what colours there are, but let's see what happens when I plug it in. Well, it's on, I can see it's on some kind of multicoloured thing which looks hideous, but yeah, you kind of get the idea of it. Well, it works, but yeah, at the moment it's green, blue and red. And from here, even though this isn't properly painted surface, I can already see the hot and cool spots from the lights. So the diffuser strip is definitely going to work. Let's see if I can change the colour so it's not, make that more clear. Yeah, see here, you can definitely see it's hot and cool spots, so I'm reckoning that will look better once the diffuser strips on. It's quite, I mean, as I said, I love LEDs, but yeah, this is my kind of thing. I don't know if that's on full brightness or not. Can't work out what these symbols are. Oh, sod it. Right, well, there we go. So I want to see now if I can slide in that diffuser strip. I need to put on the last one of these bits going up there now. So let's turn these silly lights off and get something proper on. So I've put the third and final diffuser strip up on this particular run, all the way up to the dinette. Well, this is working all right for the moment. The diffuser works fine in its current position, but if you were to be looking at this, it still doesn't look good. It doesn't diffuse it like a fibre optic would in a car. You know, in dashboards in cars, where you got that kind, in new cars anyway, I've never seen this in one of my cars, but in cars I've been in, you know, you got that kind of line underneath the door or in the kind of along the dashboard. Mercedes having the new ones, that's fibre optic, so it's not the same as this, which is a diffuser, but it doesn't produce a full band of light. So I'm pretty glad, but it does. I think it has helped it diffuse it. It's definitely better with them on than with them off. That's for sure. And the way to improve this look now, really, these little nuggins under here are really quite noticeable. So the old multi-tool will lock these off in no time. Better. Okay, so this is set up underneath. So power goes in here. This part here is the little sensor, which I've got poking out through the spray foam. No doubt I have a more permanent solution. And that's what connects it to the run of lights. And in here is the long line of it going all the way down to the dinette. And if I turn it on, how do I do that? There we go. You'll see what I mean about the diffuser. So it works in terms of here, it gives a solid colour without like individual dots. But looking at it, if you were to be looking at it, it's still quite unattractive. Pretty cool though. Well, now this first run's been finished up to the dinette, I now need to continue the cables behind the dinette into the bathroom and then through into the front of the boat. I'll show you the connectors I'll be using. There's different ways of doing it, but I'll show you that in the next video. When the little bit of trim is put in right in the end there, that is going to make a big difference. Have that line go all the way to the end. But that looks really good. I don't like this setting where it keeps moving colours. It's only been on for a couple of minutes, already doing my head in. I quite like that purple colour. Maybe a bit lighter. There we go. Let's see what it's like with that light off. Oh yeah, like a fish tank. Oh, what have I done here? Oh no, that's not very nice. Oh, I don't do that. Oh, that's also not very pleasant. No, that's not the look I'm after. You can't quite see it. Well, you can't see it at all, but I'm sitting here with a massive grin on. I just love LEDs. They never lose their novelty with me. Oh, that dark blue's nice.
Where's that?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that works well. Well, I've been sitting here for the last 5 minutes doing exactly what I'm going to be repeatedly telling my kids not to do, which is mucking around with all the coloured lights and playing around with it. It's so cool. I love it. I love the light it gives. Unfortunately, it's now made me think this is dirty and needs finishing, this is dirty and needs finishing. So again, it kind of reminds me that we've got lots to do still. This needs to be filled in. I've got the wood filler for this, but you know, it's going to be showing up all of these blemishes now, so I need this to be kind of as good as it can be. But basically this side is done now. I need to do the bathroom and then into the bow bedroom, going on all the way round to the fireplace here, and then the bit behind the kitchen there. That's going to be the plan. I'm desperately thinking of other places that I can put this stuff. Obviously underneath the rail in the stern, that's going to have some kind of LEDs. This only works because it illuminates the wood, the wall here. If this was just kind of if this kind of lights were underneath the rail, that wouldn't produce much light. So I'm gonna have to come up with something else for that. But other than that, I can't think of anywhere else really to put them. But yeah, well happy with how that's gone in. Gives it a really nice look in the boat. I think I haven't worked out what my favourite colour is, but no, yeah, whatever one it does, it kind of gives off a good colour. It does mean though this wall is going to have to be a setting good, kind of a good finish, but it's certainly going to need some kind of satiny type of finish to it. I don't want gloss, but yeah, maybe a satin. I just don't want it to be matte. At the moment this is all matte and it's a little bit kind of dull in terms of how the light bounces off it. So I think a bit more satin will kind of shine this down, but I'm quite happy with that light. When I turn the lights off, you'll see that it illuminates all the way down to the floor, which is good. It's a nice kind of gradient all the way down, which is what I'd want. And I was stupid about this, but you know, when I was thinking earlier about installing a switch up there, of course I don't need to. I remembered that you just turn off. So they have their own switch. I shouldn't be that amazed about that, but it's just something I forgot. So it means I don't have to worry about installing a switch now, which I think I can count on one hand the times on this boat where something good like that has come about, that's made a job shorter or quicker or easier. Yeah, literally a couple of things that have been like that. Right, well, I'm going to leave them before I play with them too much and break them. Actually, there is a settings you can make where you can make your own patterns and like colour schemes and stuff. Life's too short, I'm guessing. So this is it. I'm back to London tonight. It's kind of like midnight now. Well, but it will be by the time I get back. So that's what I'm going to do, crack on with that, and work for the next couple of days down in London. So I'll see you back here maybe Friday. Until then, look after yourselves. Bye bye.